The NBA and NHL Round 2 Bomb edition of the Bottom Line Bombs on Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog just launched their new ladders game where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Plus, when you use bombs, you get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN and get $25 matching deposit bonus. And now we will start.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh boy, here we go.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
All I gotta say is go fucking burn!
Oh, we apologize for that.
We apologize, Landon. And once again, we apologize for CJ's language.
That's right. Here we go to start the show. All right. Welcome to the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, the Bet Detective. The Laddie Daddy. Scumbagger Vance. And of course, the man in the box. Yes, your host, CJ Sullivan, here on Monday, May 5th, Cinco De Mayo, recording live from Eagle Rock, California. If you're watching on X, congratulations. But hop on over to YouTube. That way you can join the comments. We can do a live show together, just me and you, talking back and forth. What's on your mind? If you're listening later on, like most people do, welcome again. I'm just going to keep playing sound bites, I think. That's what I'm going to do because I don't know. I'm here for you. I'm bringing you the man in the box, but it's just one of those. It is one of those Mondays. It was a long weekend, and then Monday happened, and it's kind of dragging. You know, we had a big Derby day Saturday, of course. More sound bites, and then rolled over to some playoff games and just the weekend itself. A lot of things going on, and then not only is this Monday feeling very Monday-ish, but getting to the Monday was very Monday. I woke up in the middle of the night, like 2:30. You know, one of those times when you wake up, you have no idea what time. It could be any time. You look at the clock, and it's like, you know, that's your slot machine. That's when you're playing press your luck. They're like, oh boy, this could be 8 o'clock. This could be 9. Who knows what time this clock's going to say? But it was 2:30, and then you had to go. Okay, that's good, I guess. Now I'm up. Got to go back down, and I did. But then you see it's pitch black. You do a quick little relation. It's not 2:30 p.m., is it? That would be insane. I mean, I know I did a bunch of drugs last night, but it could be 2:30. You know. But no, it's pitch black. Then you're like, oh, it's pretty silent out there. You have to do some detective work yourself. Okay, that's definitely 2:30 a.m. out there. And we're here. Now we're here. But then Monday came, and then so it was like 4 Mondays already getting to this Monday. Because then I went back to bed. Now up at 5 and 5:30 and 6, and eventually okay, I gotta just get up and deal with it. We're just gonna have to deal with it. Coffee it up. Look at the disaster all around. The disaster all around. That should be the name of the show here on the Bottom Line Bombs. But we're going to do it because we have to. You have no other choice. You can't just stop doing it. You have to do it. Life, that is. You have to keep doing life. That's what they don't tell you about life, kids, degenerates. I know you get a lot of advice on this show. Picks with bits for tobacco use only. But life keeps going no matter what. You gotta get in there and do it. Can't not do it. Sometimes you don't want to not do it, but you gotta do it. Anyway, let's talk some sports. Oh man, we get all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient app. Don't forget to get our app. Download the SGPN app in your app store today. Like I said, so it was a great weekend, long weekend. Kentucky Derby. We actually did okay in the Kentucky Derby. I had the 18 and the 8 and an exacta, sovereignty and journalism. The problem was they're favorites. They didn't really pay that much, you know. It was just like, ugh. I think I hit an exacta. I might even had a try as well, and I think I still lost $40 somehow. By winning the exacta, winning the trifecta, I still lost $40. So in retrospect, I might have had too many tickets. That's the problem with the Derby and like the NFL draft and all these events where there's all this build up to it. You get all the build up, you get all these advice, and you start taking everything. I'm like, why not? Why not take them all? I love every one of these damn horses. It was a sloppy track. It was messy, but they call it the fastest 2 minutes in sports. That's because it's built up all day, and then when it happens, and then you look it down and you lost. You're like, oh, okay, it's over. What do you mean it's over? Yeah, it's over, and you don't have them in any of your tickets.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby.
But it was still great. The pageantry was great. The ratings were up, if that matters, which it does not. Other than that, it was good. And I appreciate the Wolf of Oaklawn. I want to say Wolf of Lawn Street. The Wolf of Oaklawn, who was stretched thin throughout the week. He came and gave us some picks. We got a little sweat there with that horse and fourth. I'm gonna have other experts on. I got calls angry that they weren't invited on, which is always fun. But let's get into the NBA and NHL playoffs because the Derby's over. Preakness is in a couple weeks. Speaking of which, on Wednesday's show, Degenerates, I'm going to have another guest in the box. Can you believe that? I'm going to have the great Kelly Dwyer. Katie on Hoops is his online name. He is an NBA writer, formerly of Yahoo. Now he does like his own independent thing. He's great. His writing is great. And I quote his columns a lot. He's very funny. So I feel like I should have him on. That way he can promote it. Anyway, that'll be Wednesday. He knows a lot about basketball too, so he'll help out. And he'll help out. Balance the drama that is the NBA playoffs. Pardon me, the league itself. I couldn't help notice. If you see the man in the box situation at home, it's a scary situation, but my game viewing, I have 2 TVs. You know? I pulled out the second TV once once my relationship went to hell. And then I was like, I'll do it for a certain event. And I'm like, hey, why don't I just have 2 TVs in the room? That's what divorced men have, right? So I'm leaning into that. Anyway, so over this weekend, you had NBA playoffs, you had NHL playoffs, couple game 7s, and they were side by side. And when you see them side by side, and I don't like to do the battle between hockey and basketball and NBA and NHL, but it's hard. It was hard not to realize how much better the NHL playoffs are. At least in that situation. It was a joke. You had the Denver Clippers game 7 on one TV, and you had Dallas, Colorado on the other. Dallas down 2-0, rallied, won it 4-2. Place was going crazy. I mean, it's just nothing but intensity. And then you had the Denver Clippers game. Clippers up by 40. Harden jogging around like it's a preseason game, chucking balls up, whatever. Who gives a shit? Well, obviously you don't, Harden. We do, actually. But hockey, They're bouncing around. They're showing viewing parties. The fucking roof's coming off. Teams are scoring. I mean, it's a party. I might even, you know how to say there's nothing better than Game 7? No better 2 words in Game 7. Yes, if you put the words hockey in front of it. NBA Game 7, there are a lot of things better than that. Like Game 1. Games 1 through 6 are better than NBA Game 7s. And last night, Sunday night, it all came to a head. Not that the Golden State Rockets game was terrible, but it wasn't good. I'll say that. Golden State won. They were in control the entire time. It was a class. And I hate how it hit the narrative, the classic, you got to get your experience, rookies, and boo. Draymond Green is still punching people in the face and getting away with it. It's incredible. Like I said, he's Wesley Snipes from Demolition Man. He's just unthawed in an era where he can't believe they don't fight back. And he's got the only guns in town. He's punching people and acting like it's a basketball move and screams when something. I mean, it's insane. But Golden State won. Curry was good in the fourth quarter, but he seemed tired. They all seemed tired. That's the thing with NBA 7-game series. They're so tired. I get tired watching them. Which I don't understand because they stretch out the series. Like there's like a week off in between games now. It's Timberwolves game. There's like a 4-day off in between game 3 and 4. It's insane. It's insane. But anyway, you had that game on, which was not too great. And then you had the Winnipeg Blues game last night, which I'm recency biased, but I'm going to go ahead and call that the greatest game I've ever seen in my life. It wasn't, but I mean, the ending was nuts. Winnipeg was down 2 goals with 2 minutes to go. They scored. They scored again, but then it got replayed and it wasn't a goal. And then they rallied and they scored with 1.6 seconds to go. And the place was insane. I mean, my God. They're showing men's league teams watching the game. It just seems like it's saving a city. And Winnipeg needs saving. Trust me. I've been there. And it goes to double overtime. Winnipeg scores. Town rejoices. Families, babies are made. It's like, it's not even comparable. Then you got James Harden's beard. That's what you got. John Cleffy, welcome to the chat. He says someone needs to punch Green in the face. That dude sucks. I mean, there's all these clips of Draymond, and there's Anthony Edwards. They're going to be playing each other. I'll break down some of the NBA bombs and NHL bombs coming up. But like when they're talking to each other on the floor, he's like, yeah, you can't foul him like that. What you ain't going to do about anything, bro? You're not going to do anything about it. Anthony Edwards was like, yeah, I know. Right. I'm going to score 40 points, though. I'm not going to fight you. We're playing basketball. Right. I'm not going to get in a fight with you because I don't like your fouls. I'm just saying. Because then they would remove me from the game, and they remove you, and no one would care if they remove you. But I'm actually important to my team. Not that Draymond's not important. But for a tough guy, I'll say this. He likes to chit-chat, He's got his podcast with Baron Davis. He chit-chats all his press conferences. He heard these quotes, and then these quotes here, and loves beating a Rockets organization, and everything's a clipboard for him. My God. Drama. What a gossipy gal that Draymond is. Gossipy Green. Play tough. Play hard. It's ridiculous. It's the playoffs. Okay, yeah, I know it's the playoffs, but that's actually assault, what you're doing. So they'll be playing Minnesota. And there was that clip when we choked Rudy Gobert and ran him up the court in a choke move. He doesn't get anything for it. It's so funny. Oh boy. All right. Anyway, let's get into. Let me do a quick ad read, and then we'll get into some NHL bombs and some NBA bombs. Like I said, I don't want to compare the two and say one's better than the other, but one's better than the other. That's all there is to it. One is superior. but they're both good in their own ways. They don't have to fight each other. What the NBA has going for it is relevancy. That it's American and America cares about it. Also, what we have going for it is Edge Boost. Do I have an Edge Boost overlay? Let me take a look here. Yeah, I do. We do have an Edge Boost overlay. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gamblers' transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, earn cashback rewards, 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match the deposit. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. Also brought to you by MyBookie. MyBookie, whatever I bet, he bets. MyBookie, MyBookie AG. We're brought to you by that. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the NBA playoffs, plus props for every game, plus for the true DGen, the MyBookie money bag, where you get a random future bet. Spin the wheel. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. A bet that I like on MyBookie, well, it's probably tonight. We're going to go with those Celtics -9, obviously. Obviously, I'll get to that series in a bit, but you know damn well we're not taking the Knicks. So head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Pardon me, I did not hit the sneeze button, probably because I don't have one. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right, we are back here on the Bottom Line Bombs. I am your host, the Laddie Daddy, the bet detective, the man in the box. And we are talking, let's get into that. I just talked all that stuff about hockey bombs. Let's get into the hockey first and see what happens. John says, bless you in the chat. I appreciate it. Gazoon tight. I apologize for that, but hey, it happens. It's a sneeze. It's involuntary. People get upset at you when you yawn, but they don't get upset with you when you sneeze. There's concern when you sneeze. Unless it's more than once. Then it's like, get the fuck out of here. You know, there's that bless you rule or whatever, Gazoon tight. Someone sneezes, bless you. Sneeze again. All right. Now I have to wait you out. How many you got in there? How many you got in the holster? Is this gonna be a series? You ever see those people like 12 gauge sneeze? They just start cranking out like 10 at a time. Like what's going on? What are you spreading bird flu all over the place? Get a hold of yourself. And see, generates, the proper thing to do is when you sneeze is not sneeze into your hands. Some people would do that. It's not just sneeze away and blow it out into the atmosphere. You curdle the arm up and you sneeze into the arm. Into the arm. Put the head away, into the arm. Then you can move on. Now you're not spreading diseases. The upper half of the arm, too. Not your forearm or anything like that. As a man who played poker for a long time in the brick and mortars, a few generations ago, a few man in the boxes ago, nothing more disgusting than poker players in general. But then, I mean, they would sneeze into their fucking food and their napkins and then they'd grab the cards. What? Do I have to call animal control? What are you doing? Clean up your act. Anyway, let's get into some hockey. What do we got here? Let's break down. We got 2 games tonight. Let's see, or 1 game tonight. 1 game tonight, 2 tomorrow. So we got 3 hockey games. Brand new series. This is round 2 starting up. It starts off with the Florida Panthers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Game 1, Florida's -128, Toronto +105, over under 5.5. A lot of overs have been hitting in hockey. Real weird case with the play. Even the lucky ones, like last night's Winnipeg game or the Edmonton Kings game when it came on at the end. I I saw a thing online where they said, hey, the goalie's figured out. I don't know if it go that far. Empty net goals seem to be like more longer. It's like 5 minutes. The guys will be out there, and then they put 2 or 3 in there. So it's just been weird. So if you have an inkling, play the over. If you don't have a side, I'll go ahead and blindly tell you to play an over in hockey games. Let's see what the series price. Oh, Florida's a big favorite. -180. Toronto's +150. Florida looked good. I had Tampa Bay Lightning first round, and Florida put them to bed pretty early and easily. That's how scary it was, how easily it looked for them. They're the reigning champs, so you would imagine they're obviously not going to go down quietly. But now they're starting to rally. So Florida comes in as a deserved favorite. Toronto, they like doing their Toronto things. The playoff series they won versus Ottawa last week was like the first one they've won, second series they've won like in 40 years. Who knows what they're always fucking up, Toronto. And it looked like they were going to do it last week when they're up 3-0. Then they dropped 2. Then like, we got this. All right, we're not going to do that whole thing just yet. And they won Game 6 in Ottawa. So what I'm going to do here, and this is a rare situation where the favorite in the series is the road team. So it's a big number to play them in the series now. In Game 1. See, this is what I'm saying. If you like Florida, which I understand that, instead of playing -180 for the series, I would suggest you play Game 1 Florida, -128. Obviously a much better price. You hit that Game 1 winner, and you shut it down. Do whatever you want. You don't have to wait all week for that Florida series price. Now, if they lose Game 1, then you're going to get a nice price on for them for the series. Maybe something around plus money. See, it can't lose. It's a system. But I'm actually going to take Toronto Game 1. They've been sitting all. I mean, Toronto at plus money. My hockey dog system is if they're going to be plus money both games at home, you might as well take them 1. And if they lose that, you play Game 2. You're still going to be getting that candy with the positive money. So I'm going to take Toronto plus the game 1. I won't even mind grabbing 150 on the series price just because I think they're going to win Game 1. And if they do, then that number will be gone. Or you can just hold off and wait till Game 2 because the Game 2 price is going to be great. If Florida wins tonight's game, then Toronto's series price will be extra juicy. They'll be like over plus 220, 225. I did that last week with the St. Louis Blues. Once they were down game or 2 in Winnipeg, their series price was through the roof. They got plus 400. Like that seems pretty high for a team that could easily have won those games. And I got a good sweat out of it. Came 1.8 seconds away from winning, but hey, that's the hockey playoffs. That's what it does. So let's give out Toronto Maple Leafs Game 1. In that series, they're a cursed franchise of Canada. This is another one where it's Florida-Toronto. It's extra special to them because Toronto considers themselves an international capital of the world or whatever. They're not. But and then, of course, they love their Maple Leafs. Florida, well, they're champions, but they're Florida. So they look down on us as far as hockey fans go, which is understandable. It's only their entire identity and personality. Channing Brown, welcome to the chat. Channing Brown is waiting for you because the next series up is Edmonton, Las Vegas. Now, last week I had the Kings in the series price for the series. There were slight dogs. I remember Channing saying I was crazy for that pick. Yeah, he turned out right because Edmonton won, but it's not the point. Point is, LA should have fucking swept that team. But they choked. Melted it down. The defense was bad, but they should. I mean, it was insane. They should have swept Edmonton. Why do I say this? Because I'm fading Edmonton again. A couple losers. Although they are starting to pull things together, but I mean, that's just what they do versus LA. They're going to Vegas. Game 1 is tomorrow. See, this is another one where I look and see where the difference between the series price and the Game 1 price. Game 1, Vegas is a minus $1.40 favorite. But on the series, they're minus 105, pretty much even money. Edmonton is a slight favorite. I'm going to take Vegas in the series at minus 105. I think I think you can even lay the game and a half, to be honest with you. I think Vegas is going to put them right. Bomb that. As far as game 1, no, I just like everything Vegas is doing better. They had a tough series with the Wild, but they made some adjustments. Put Eichel and those guys in the same line. Edmonton, their defense is just so damn leaky. This over under 6, I'll be playing that over as well. Like I said, you just keep playing these overs until further notice in hockey because they are hitting. And especially in Edmonton over. You got to like that. They're loaded on offense. They have no defense. It's the perfect recipe. Channing says, I was right in the first game. I was right in all the games. I should have won game 3 too. That was crazy. But, what are you going to do? Oh, man. Oh, Lord.
What are we good at? Have you found something that you can build on, an identity with this team?
No.
That's Torts. I need Torts to be coach of these Anaheim Ducks. That's what I need in my life. Living out here in LA, I need Torts out here. I need daily Torts press conferences. He's the best. All right, so we got Toronto in game 1. It's an little series. Vegas in the series, I love. Don't really know what I'm going to do in game 1. I'll probably just play the over in game 1. So we'll do that. We'll bomb the Vegas. Minus 105 in the series. And we'll take over 6 in game 1. The third game is Carolina at Washington. So my 2 futures that I have to get to the cup. Before the playoffs, I like doing one team on each side. Hopefully they'll meet each other and I can free roll. I have Winnipeg West and Carolina in the East. So they both made it through to round 2. That's good. So that's alive. Winnipeg's gonna have to do a little bit of shoring up in the goaltending department. But anyway, Carolina at Washington. This is here's another series price. Carolina's a heavy favorite here, like minus 180. Washington they're kind of a fool's gold 1 seed, although Ovechkin just keeps scoring. He's amazing. Alexander Vasily, are you not listening? I'm talking Florida, Carolina, Florida, Washington right now. Can I get your prediction for the Florida Washington series? It's at Washington. They're both stepping up in class, obviously, with opponents. Washington had Montreal, and Carolina had New Jersey. And if you looked at the entire field of the hockey playoffs, those were those 2 opponents that probably had no chance. Washington, I'm not really sure how they do it. They had a huge start, and then they've been kind of mediocre. But they got grit out there. Carolina is a team that comes at you at waves, though. I like what Carolina does. They're unrelenting. Even that closeout game when they're down 3-0. You just felt like, yeah, there's 3-0, but Carolina's gonna win this thing, right? You're gonna win. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna win. Yeah, we just wanted to give everyone a sweat. The live number in that was only plus 350. I'm like, what? How's it only plus 350? And that's why. As opposed to Winnipeg last night, which was 30-1 in game with a couple minutes to go. That would have been a nice cash. But I think Carolina takes care of Washington in this series. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to lay the game and a half. I'm going to go Carolina minus 1.5 at plus 120 in the series. Although I'm not afraid if they go to game 7. I'll wait and play them in game 7. So let's do it. Let's do Carolina minus 1.5 against the Russian specimen of Ovechkin. He's just he looks like a bar owner that I know, actually. Nolan, shout out to the Galway Bay there in Chicago. He looks like a Russian gangster. And the older he gets, the cooler he looks. He just looks cool out there. Game one, I'm going to take Carolina game one, too. I mean, they're both kind of rested. It should be good. I just think Carolina's the better team. So I'm going to go Carolina minus 130 in game one and lay the game and a half with the series plus 120. All right. Now, let me tell you about Underdog, and then we'll come back and we'll talk some NBA bombs. That was the official hockey portion of the show. I always forget I don't have an Underdog graphic to pull up. I'll just have to do this on my own. Underdog just launched their new game, Ladders. Oh, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that idea from, Underdog? Win up to 500 times watching your favorite players climb the ladder. Sign up with promo code BOMBS. Claim your special pick and first time deposit up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code BOMBS. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. This one I know I have a graphic for. The Rhythm's gonna bet you. Rhythm's gonna bet you. Rhythm's gonna bet you with props. Rhythm's your home for AI-backed picks and props. Dominate the NBA playoffs and MLB prop market with Rhythm. Build your own model, simple and easy. Rhythm knows you'll love it. That's why they include a 7-day free trial today. Here's something the Rhythm likes. Rhythm has an amazing deals going on. 25% off monthly subscription with promo code SGPN25. 50% off annual subscription with promo code SGPN50. That's RITHMM, promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. Get your 7-day free trial today. sportsgamingpodcast.com/rhythm. And we're back. There it is, the pregnant pause that I do so I can insert the ads later. That's a peek behind the curtain of the man in the box and how he does his show, which is by the free throw of your pants. Yeah, thank you everyone who is listening and watching live. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button on the YouTube there. Subscribe everywhere you can tell you the pods. Follow me on X, CJ Sullivan _ Instagram, CJ Sullivan was taken _ between each words. Anyway, a lot of comments going on. Channing Brown says, oh, love that you get to try out some material on the show here. Listen. Hold on, let me take down the overlay for crying out loud. Here I am, I'm back. Yeah, let me put that up there. Yes, you can catch one of my comedy shows, Channing Brown, when they come up. Been a bit of a spell. I got to start scheduling some new ones. So yeah, this is the comedy show. This is it. I try to do a mix, you know what I mean? But I used to do, it's funny you say that, because I used to, you could tell when you hang out with comics, we would always call each other on when they're trying out material on you. Nothing worse than that. But are you doing a bit on me? What's going on? Is this from the stage? What's happening here? But now my shows, well, especially in LA, my shows are so few and far between. Most of my work comes on the road. LA, it's hard to get up because there's a lot of actors. Hey, listen, it's a whole lot of bullshit. Anyway, you don't need me to get into that. But now I do not care. I will press that material on you. We have a lunch date, yeah, you're getting 20 minutes. You're getting experimental tight 20 if we do lunch or anything like that. Because that's the stage. A table and a person. You get anywhere you can in LA. And I do not care. Bashless? Whatever. I can't even think of words right now. Oh, it's one of those Mondays. That's the fucking thing there. That's not the answer. I love that one.
That's not the answer.
I was doing someone else's podcast the other and that's why there's so many fucking podcasts too. Because you just plug the mic in and go. But I will say, Yes, there's too many podcasts. We know that. And there's people that don't need to be talking for 2-3 hours, and I don't want to do it for 2-3 hours. This guy wanted me to guest on his podcast, and like I look at his and I looked up his shows, and they were all 2.5 hours minimum. What? Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. What are you, Joe Rogan? I'm not fucking doing a 3-hour podcast with you. By the time I get over there and I record and do that afterwards and the pictures, it's an 8-hour day. What are you, crazy? What's your podcast about? We just kind of free form off the top of the head. Yeah, that's another no. No, I don't want to free form with you. And just chill and have a good time. Put some goddamn structure into it. How about an outline? I have an outline. Look at this. It might not sound like it, but the man in the box has an outline. He writes down the paper and passion, baby. Have structure. I'm not saying it's not a script by any means, but it's an outline. Hockey first, NBA second, man in the box third. There it is. There's your outline. Boom. It's got to be something. Let me go back wide. Channing Brown says, what is an East Coast Canada never catching a show? I go over to Canada. I'm actually in Canada a lot. Done Toronto, done Winnipeg, done Calgary, done Edmonton, Vancouver, which I know is all on the west side, but maybe I'll come through Thunder Bay, do shows up there, maybe in Montreal. I love Canada. Hell, they'll book me there. Last time I was in Winnipeg, we were at the club, Rumors. Shout out to Rumors in Winnipeg. Great club. But anyway, in line, people were so hammered there. And this one guy got in a fight outside after the show, and his face was bloodied up. And he comes back in. He starts yelling at everyone inside like it was our fault, he's being an idiot. And fans in line were going to fight him back just to protect the club and whatever and protect us. I don't know. And then people were just, and then this guy's dripping blood. And he's just like, they're like, welcome to Winnipeg. This girl's like, welcome to Winnipeg. I'm like, yeah. It's always like something that happens. Like, yeah, I guess that's what we do. We get hammered. We knock each other out, bleeding, and we ask for an autograph in that order. But it's the 3-hour podcast. He goes, you hate when the TC basketball asks you to come on. I mean, that's true and not true. Shout out to the college experience, Colby D, Moneyline Mac, all those guys. I'll come and do the show occasionally, but yeah, that's a marathon because they'd break down every single game in college basketball. There's like thousands of them. So I'm like, how? I mean, come on. Why are we doing every game? This is crazy. And it's like they're reading a rotation number. It's like they're, I don't know, going through like they're reading the Stations of the Cross or something. Okay, Elon versus Musk, NCAT. I'm like, what? Tighten it up, fellas. But they do great work over there. Boofer T says maybe we have to go to Canada because CJ has banned DC. I did not ban DC. DC is not the best comedy town, I'll say that. The improv there is good. But I have some DC stories from way back. Anyway, let's get into some B-ball. I don't even know what sound effect to do to that. See Caitlin Clark last night? My God. Played a game in Iowa versus the Brazilian international team. They won by 70 just for girls to scream about. I started feeling a little bad. Who is this Brazilian international team? Where they fly to Iowa? What a trip for them. They fly to Iowa to lose by 70. Did they just form these girls? I mean, Fogo de Chao or something like that? Just pulled out some, waitresses and, hey, you want to be the Brazilian Brazilian international basketball team? You get to go to Iowa and have Caitlin Clark fucking smoke you by 50.
Dancing for ladies!
All right, let's talk some of these NBA bombs. I already said it before, we're taking the Celtics tonight. Celtics Knicks tonight. Is that what? There's 2 games tonight, I believe. Let me take a look. Yeah, round 2 already started on Sunday. That was Cleveland. They lost Indiana. Oh, yeah. We have Knicks at Celtics. The line is 9 in Boston. Now, Boston's heavy favorite in the series, like -$8. You certainly can't play that. But the Celtics, listen, this is important, Boston. I hope you're listening to me. We all know that we don't like each other, okay? And especially the Celtics. You're nauseating. Celtics fans, even worse. A Bill Simmons documentary on about you guys now? What? People are like, oh, you got to watch it. No, I don't. No, I don't got to watch it. It's good. I don't care. I'm sure it is good. But go to hell. I don't want to hear about the Celtics and their reign and all the batters and Red Auerbach and the cigars and no air conditioning in the garden and the racism where they painted on Bill Russell's house. I don't want to hear it. Then they're like, hey, it's weird. They ignored the Detroit Pistons chapters with Isaiah Thomas. How come they didn't get Isaiah Thomas to an interview? They always say that. Same thing with the Michael Jordan one, Last Dance. They're like, how come John Stockton wasn't interviewed? And they're both like, yeah, I don't want to get interviewed to say how great other players were that beat me. Yeah, Jordan's the greatest. Well, how many days you need me for that to say that? And Isaiah Thomas the same way. He's like, yeah, I don't want to talk about Larry Bird anymore. I don't want to help you out. I don't want to help you in your self-congratulating knob fest. Yeah, sorry, missed me on that one. But, and this is a big but, Boston, I'm willing to put that aside this week because you have a bigger mission. You have to bury the New York Knicks. You have to, for the country, for the NBA's sake, for all of our sake. We cannot allow Knicks fans to beat the Celtics, or for this even to go 7. I'm not even saying you got to beat them. You have to convincingly destroy them. This has to be a sweep. It has to be every game by 30 points. You can't make the Knicks look good at all. Because somehow the Knicks fans are even worse than Celtics fans. Because at least Celtics, you do have banners. You've won championships. Obviously. You're one of the most storied franchises in basketball. The Knicks haven't won anything. That's since like 74 with Bill Bradley, whoever the hell it was. But they act like it's, the Mecca of basketball. Yeah, it's the Mecca when teams like to go in there and destroy you. I will say, though, and it's unfortunate, because the Knicks players, I like them. Thibodeau I like, even though I think he was pretty embarrassing last round. I think he was not a good coach last round. He got bailed out of a lot of stuff. A lot of it was just one-on-one stuff with Brunson, and he just looked confused. But that series versus Detroit was very entertaining. We hit the over 5.5 games, thankfully. But it was a great series. Came down to 3. Brunson hits a hero 3 ball. That's what he does. People are calling him the greatest Knick ever. That's absurd. And then Malik Beasley drops the ball, which I feel bad for Malik Beasley because he deserved. He was owed to at least clank that 3 off the side of the backboard. He deserved better than to drop the ball. He deserved to miss that shot, which he would have. But like I said, I don't even mind these players, even though Jalen Brunson flopping around is a bit much, but that's what the league is. I don't blame him for it because it's, how the rules are set up. Josh Hart, all these guys, they're likable players who play tough, who aren't the most skilled, but they make up for it. And that's a team you can get behind. Unfortunately, they're the most nauseating fan base in the world. They are so loud and aggressive. They're so delusional. They're acting like that first round where they were favorites, $4 favorites, I mind you. You're a 3-6. This is something you're supposed to do. And they talk about this playoff run. Like this is a run. This is not a run yet. You're not on a playoff run. You won a first round. Congrats. They're doing black and white video montages of the Brunson shot and like fucking cinematic art, telling my kids all these things. Oh my God. You beat Detroit. Slow down. Now, fortunately, the matchup itself, if you want to talk some X's and O's, lines up pretty well for Boston. All the things that the Knicks cannot do defensively, Boston can exploit very easily. The 3-and-D, Tatum always goes off in these games. Just the way it matches up, it's bad. It's a bad one for New York. So that's going in our favor. They played 4 times this year. Boston blew them out all 4 times. But can the New York guile and grit catch a game off them? Of course they can. But winning at the Garden is not that hard anymore. Detroit won 2 out of 3 there, or 2. Yeah, they lost that one game. That being said, game 1, -9. Knicks just come off a tough series there with Detroit. Let's take the Celtics. Now, here's the thing. The Celtics like to mess around. Play with their food, if you will. They usually drop a game they shouldn't have, like they did versus Orlando. Then they focus. With the Knicks, they're not going to have to do that. They can focus up on this. Because it's New York. And they're so loud. You have to. So we'll take Boston -9 game 1. And we're also on a series price. We're going to lay 2.5 games. I think if it goes 5, that'll be the most it goes. So -2.5 is -120 for Boston. Let's bomb. Pardon me again. Boo for T says just cheering for Indy because he's not cheering for Boston, New York, or Cleveland. I get it. Hey, listen, I get it. That's when it comes down to the NBA playoffs. You have to pick your poison. Who is the less evil option? Indiana's a good one. I don't mind Indiana. Halliburton's dad. It's weird. How come LeBron James didn't speak up for Halliburton's dad? You know, he went over to Stephen A. and as a father, to listen for a father, but then like if it's something like that, if it's a dad talking shit, they don't use the same energy, as I'm saying. Oh, and LeBron James, by the way, thoughts and prayers for him. Sustained a knee injury in the last game where they lost to Minnesota. I've been getting LeBron James injury updates every day. It's something new. Oh, he tore his MCL. Breaking news. He would not have been able to play game 6. Oh, well, luckily there is no game 6 then. Good for, he got, he got fortunate there. No need to worry, LeBron. There ain't no game 6. There's no more games. And now today he announces, and this is true, that he cannot attend the Met Gala because of this knee injury he sustained. That's how you know it's serious. People are questioning, is this serious? The after season injury reports, they love giving excuses that they were hurt afterwards. Oh yeah, it was serious, all right. He could not make the Met Gala, all right? Don't you think you owe an apology now?
Cultural gap.
Yeah, it is. Big time.
You know how much he loves being there in the Met Gala, but his queen will be there holding it down as always. I'm sure that's something he would have also, but that does sound like a good thing to get out of. He would love to be at an historic Met Gala with the celebrities looking great. But like, babe, you know what? I don't know. My knee is kind of hurting. Better protect the knee. No, you go, though. That sounds great. Now you go. You get your pictures, get all glammed up, have someone send some photos over, and yeah, looks good. Make sure to post them on Instagram. All right, babe. I'll be here resting my knee. You know, that's what I like to do. Rest my knee. I would, but it's that this darn knee and MCL. You saw me. You saw me hit the deck when Dante DiVincenzo ruthlessly bodied me in the key. You saw that, honey. I couldn't possibly go to this ball. And there's nothing I would like to do more. All right, next series tonight. Oh, here we go. This is tonight. The continuation of the Man in the Box, the Bet Detectives, $20 into $20 million.
Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome.
And that's with my Oklahoma City Thunder. They are playing the Denver Nuggets tonight, line up to 10. It was 9 earlier. As you know, I have the Oklahoma City Thunder to win the Western Conference at an even money bet. But I put all my Super Bowl winnings on it, and we're trying to double it up. Get entries for the Survivor contest and Circa. And road to 10 million on that. It was road to 10 million last time. Now they haven't announced what this guarantee is going to be, but they did say it's going to be minimum 20 million. And I manifested that. I called this segment $20 into 20 million without knowing if there'd be 20 million at stake. Now, granted, it's because it made a easier title, 20 to 20. But also, I had a feeling it was going to be at least 20 million, just the way it was growing. And I turned out to be right on that one. So we have the Oklahoma City Thunder. Am I worried? Not one bit, baby. And I'm not worried about these Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets, heart of a champion. We had the Clippers last series. We forgot that the Clippers are the Clippers. James Harden, hilarious. Jogging around like it's a preseason game. So the Nuggets took care of the Clippers in 7, a long series, and they look old. Jokic looks old out there. He looks great, but they all look tired, and they did dismantle the Clippers. This is a quick turnaround for them. This was Saturday, and now they're playing tonight, Monday. So I think there's going to be a buzzsaw they're walking into. Oklahoma City at home, have no worries laying the number. First half, first quarter, full game, they call it the wheel. Or at least Sean Green calls it the wheel. I'll recommend it. I have Oklahoma City minus 5.5 in the first half, minus 9 for the game. It's minus 10. I'll still recommend it. I think they blow out Denver. I'll also play that series price at minus 2.5 games. I don't see how the Nuggets keep. I mean, they beat the Clippers. They didn't even want to beat the Clippers, but the Clippers wouldn't let them lose. Like, all right, Jesus, one of us has got to beat it. We'll look good in front of our fans. Clippers, you don't have any fans, so what do you guys care about? They got fans. They got the wall. I get it. So we'll take Oklahoma City, start through the next round, step by step, brick by brick. Of course, they swept the first round. Now we got to beat Denver here. We'll take care of that in a short order. And then in the conference finals, will they be playing Minnesota or Golden State? I prefer Golden State, to be honest with you. Golden State looks old. They look tired. They won game 7 last. I get it, but that was another one because, Houston, you're just not ready. Minnesota seems like out of the 3, one of the only ones that's have a real threat. I don't think Denver can beat Oklahoma City. And I don't think Golden State can. Minnesota probably can. They're more of a balanced team. But speaking of which, they play Golden State tomorrow, right? Yes, tomorrow. 7.5 it is now. This is another one. Golden State just played a 7-game series. Quick turnaround. They only have a day off. Minnesota's been resting after taking care of the Lakers. These are 2 good situations. Oklahoma tonight. Minnesota tomorrow. So it's late at 7.5. These lines are moving quickly too. OKC just went to 10.5. Minnesota minus 7.5 game 1. There's no, and I will say this with Golden State. They are veterans. They know when they should show up and when not. And it's a long 7-game series. It'll take a month anyway. We'll catch you game 2, they say. Minnesota, bomb it. If you want to play series with the Timberwolves, I like Minnesota minus a game and a half at plus 125. That's plus money. I don't think this goes 7. Minnesota wins at 6 at the most. This is the first time Golden State has been underdog in a series since like 2008, which is pretty crazy. Boofer T says, I assume they have rehab clinics in Cancun. Yeah, maybe we'll check that out. See if they've got a banana boat treatment down there in Cancun. I wonder how many players actually go to Cancun. That's always the joke. Like 1, 2, 3, Cancun. I don't know. I think Cancun is a spring break destination. But of course, I don't have money like these guys do. When these people vacation, celebrities and stars, and they travel the world, they don't travel the same places we do. They might be in the same town, but there are secret cities unlocked for the rich. Roped off VIP, like, oh, that sounds a nice beach. Where's that beach? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about where that beach is. That's a private island that we bought for the week. You can buy an island. Yeah, you can buy an island. It's on Facebook Marketplace there. So anytime you see those like stars are just like us, they're not. I would open for some headlining comedians. By headline, I mean stars that, you know, could fill up theaters and shit like that. Everyone's a headline. I mean, I can headline, but you know what I'm saying. And you see a little bit of it when you travel with them, the celebrity things that unlock. There's a VIP entrance to the airport. Did you know this? I mean, they're going underneath. There's like this things they don't tell you about. For the stars. Stars are, they don't enter the airport the same way. What? How is this possible? Anyway, not that I'm upset about it. So that's a lot of bombs, fellas, ladies, C-generates. Now let's get into the box. I made it through the show. Thank you, everyone who helped us out along with it in the chat. Buford T, Channing Brown, John Colofi, Alexander Vasilev, who had a lot of hockey questions. Hopefully the chat can help you out on that. I gave out my bombs. Good luck with everyone with the bombs. Lots of games. Hey, more games, more series prices. NBA and NHL, it's a good time. You got to savor these because once it's over, it's just baseball. It smacks you right in the face. Oh boy. What do we got here? Just baseball. But we'll cross that bridge. We'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Now let's talk box. Oh man. Last time I told you about when I was leaving my gate in the morning. Not my gate, my garage. There's a gate that opens up to it. Like 8 a.m., you know, Monday, I'm driving, and then it was hilarious because it's dark out in the morning still. I couldn't see anything, obviously, because the gate didn't open up yet. But I heard nothing but absolute, like, screaming, honking horns, people yelling at each other, making words like it was like the Gladiator, you know, before that door came open and you're in the arena with you don't know what you're gonna see, tigers and fucking warriors. I'm like, what am I going out to? Why? I mean, this is LA. This is right outside my building. Oh man! So I told you about that. Another thing with LA. I might as well talk about. And I've brushed on this before. I went to a dispensary this weekend. I haven't done that in a while. I had to reload, you know. The dispensaries here, well, anywhere, I guess. But it's like every other store. It is almost like every store in LA. But dispensaries especially. The employees there. I'm not saying, listen, I get it. You're a weed dispensary. You're about that life. You're stoned, I know. But let's get it together a little bit, huh? I mean, every store here, they act like they have never been inside their own store ever before today. They act like, I always say, like in the movies when somebody robs a store, rob a 7-Eleven or something, they have the owners tied up in the back or the liquor store. And then they start taking in customers just to keep the ruse going because they're mid-robbery, Like a customer will come in and like, oh, yeah, I work here. Sure. How much is this? I don't know. Just take it. I have no idea. What's it say? Does it say something? $5? Whatever. Just take it. $5. Nothing's $5. I know. Whatever. I have a gun. So just please stop asking questions. But that's how these people act. And there are no owners tied up in the back. How much is this? Oh, wow. Yeah, those are great. Those are great. They just came in. Okay, they just came in. This is true. So this girl at the register, she couldn't figure out how to type in. All I got was some edibles, maybe a weed drink, no flour. I didn't get any flour. But she's typing it in the register. She can't get it to figure out. She doesn't know what she's doing because she's high. And she's in her mid-20s. Or young 20s. I don't know. She can't figure it out. And so instead of calling for a manager or say, hold on a second here, or no, even another employee to help her out because these things, she just decided, you know what? I can't deal. I can't deal is what she said. And then she just walked into the corner, still behind the desk. She just walked into the corner and started facing the corner like, I just want life's problems to go away. I'm just going to start staring at this corner. Hopefully that customer will leave. Hopefully this place will shut down and we could try again some other day. It was incredible. She's standing in a corner and I'm like, hey, miss, ma'am. You okay over there? What's going on? You just can't deal, huh? Not even, as they say. Okay, great. Well, I still have these things needed to be rung up here. I still have the items I want to purchase. So if you could just, I don't know. You're just going to stay there? All right. I had to go get the manager. Manager, oh, can I help you? Yeah, you can help me, but I think you can help her too. She's in the corner. Oh yeah, that's April. She's sometimes she just can't deal. So we let her go over there into the darkness until she can find her light. Oh, is that what it is? She has to find her light. So she goes into the darkness. Okay, great. Well, before that happens, can you ring this up then maybe? And get April some different meds or hilarious. And then he tries to be over chatty. Oh, I'm sorry I had to deal with that. That's great. But so what are your plans for the weekend? Like that. Then they didn't want to chit chat with that. One of my plans. I'm buying drugs from you. This is my plans. There's no plans after drugs. Just edibles. I shouldn't say drugs. And I am still sober. Boofer T says, I have to stay sober because some girl can't figure out SKUs. That's good. Having children work in dispensaries. They are children. They're all children. The other ones, they like the smart bar of weed. They talk over. I don't want to hear about weed. I don't want to hear about the strands and where they come from. Oh man, that's amazing. That is amazing. What happened? What are your plans for the weekend? Hey, any plans? Yeah, I'm going to ingest all these things and see what happens. That's what I'm going to do. Watch the games and watch some derby. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway. All right. That's going to do it for today and in the box. Like I said, thank you everybody who joined the show and helped be a part of it. See, Generate, you are part of the live chat. Love you all. You help keep it going, a little bloodline, a little heartbeat of it, if you will. Wednesday, I said, make sure you tune in Wednesday, Bottom Line Bombs. I will have a guest on in the box. My buddy Kelly Dwyer, NBA writer, formerly of Yahoo. Now he's independent. He is fantastic. I'm excited for that interview. He'll put in a little more analysis and humor with it. So that'll be fun. You get to learn. It's always weird when I have a guest. Like I had the Wolf of Oakland on last week to do Derby picks. It's always odd when someone comes and brings information on my show. Like all right, information's good, but we don't always do that here. Just kidding. Anyway, I think I've said enough, right?
And I'll leave it at that.
And so will I.
Thank you, everybody who joined the show. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.